Okay, so this is the first stage of unpacking and laying out all the major components, roughly where they're going to be placed, leaving the control ram side upside down so that you can fit the hydraulic hoses easier with it up this way and then turn it over once they're fitted. Next we put the crossmember into the posts and put the ladders into the crossmember. Then we'll lift the crossmember onto the lock. So now we feed the cables into the crossmembers, ready to lift the platform onto the crossmember. So we're going to lift this end up onto the ladders, same as we did the other end, feed the cables in and then slide it under the platforms. So now we measure the diagonals to make sure that the platforms and the crossmembers are all squared. So the platform is square, so now we'll tighten the bolts down for the time being and then we'll add the ramps and the end stops towards the end of the installation. Feed the cable around the pulley and then pull the cable out to the right length to put in the post. So when fitting the cables, we have a little spacer that fits in the post with a large spacer and then the nut. So next we put the safety lock springs on, which locate on the yellow arm. So next we'll put the guides on, which simply bolt on. The end stops bolt on with the longer M16 bolts. So next we're putting the mounting bracket for the motor onto the control post. So mounting the motor to the bracket, you've got your bolts with a little rubber insulation washer that goes on between the motor and the plate. So lift the motor onto the slotted holes. Do not forget the rubber washers. control box comes pre-assembled with contactors and relays and transformer. Fixing the control box to the back of the post with the screws provided. Mount the limit switch to the bracket with the 2 bolts provided, and then mount the whole bracket to the top of the post. So we've filled the reservoir with 6 litres of hydraulic oil, and now we put the hydraulic connection for the pipe, for the hydraulic pipe, into the power pack. And also behind this plug is the return from the ram. And then we fit the hydraulic feed hose to the union on the platform, and then feed both hoses through the conduit. And then we fit the hose to the hydraulic power pack, and the return pipe to the return pipe fitting. Feed the top limit wires into the control box. Bottom limit switch to the centre gland. So wiring the release or lowering solenoid. Now we're going to do the motor connections. So now we're ready to connect all the connections into the control box as per the diagram, all numbered, and for the motor, top and bottom limit, and the lowering valve. The safety bars are installed in 2 parts into the cross members with the sleeve to connect them in the middle. The release lever is attached on the end with the 2 Allen key bolts. Shrouding can be put round to keep the cable management nice and tidy, with all your wires going in through the glands, and the supply wire also into the gland, into the control box. So the platform is levelled through the nuts on the end of the cable. If you use the spirit level across and along the length of the lift and adjust the cables to get the platform level. And the ladders are levelled in the same way by parking it on the ladder, on the parks, and then adjusting it to level on the ladders. These are the run-up ramps installed. They hang off the bolts in the cross member, and also the ends flap up when you want to drive underneath. The lift comes with the floor fixings for permanent installation, along with shims for shimming the post to plumb. It also comes with the accessories for fitting wheels so that the lift can be moved around on the wheels, which you can get from equipmentforgarages.com. And this concludes our installation of the 4-post lift.